Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to play for you a work that suits this unique moment of loneliness and reflection felt in so many of our lives during this pandemic. You see, music is not always just tunes. It is also a way to shape our sense of time, to create this incredible atmosphere that allows all of us to reflect, feel, and imagine our own sense of identity as human beings. That is why I would like to introduce this coming piece you're about to hear, as it is definitely not a piece of virtuosic writing that seeks to impress. Rather, it draws us all into a common unspoken story of so many American immigrants, whose internal struggles in realizing their own goals still resonate strongly today. Quiet City is written by none other than Aaron Copland, one of the greatest, perhaps, if not the greatest, of all American composers. Quiet City is a piece of music written for a play. In other words, telling a story. So what is this story about? Well, the protagonist, Gabriel Mellon, is a Jewish immigrant, having his name anglicized and settled in New York. He became an owner of a department store after giving up his dream of becoming a poet. His brother, David, is a professional jazz trumpeter, pursuing his dream, which is exactly the opposite situation of Gabriel. However, Gabriel is about to rise further in the social ladder by accepting an offer to become US ambassador to Finland. The play tells this very moment when he is wandering on the streets of New York City in the evening, reflecting about his life choices, the internal struggles he faced between pursuing his dream and striving for social status. That is the play Quiet City. Well, you may wonder, how does Copland tell the story of music then? First of all, this piece features a solo trumpet, a solo English horn, and a string orchestra. Each instrument represents a character in this play. The trumpet represents the brother, David Mellon, who is, of course, the professional jazz trumpeter, and the English horn represents more or less the protagonist, Gabriel Mellon. In the beginning of the piece, the trumpeter starts off by playing a figure with quick repeated notes. It has this nervous and yet energetic atmosphere that Copland used to encapsulate the quiet city, well, New York City's atmosphere at the time. It also signified the abandoned dream of Gabriel to become a poet, through comparing, of course, with his brother's life. The orchestra starts with a two-note figure that can hardly be recognized as the melody. In fact, it is a backdrop eloquently sung by the strings, as if the inner voice of Gabriel, full of purity and nobility. It is a background of the work that you will hear recurring throughout. After this section, the English horn solo, which is an instrument that evokes pastoral and intimate feelings, plays a nostalgic solo theme that not only represents the dreams and ideals of Gabriel, but also took us all from our imagination to the painstaking reality. That very moment is the climax of Gabriel's personal struggle, and the piece itself, where this sung theme is confronted by the threat of the trumpet call, just as his repressed sense of social responsibility is conflicted with his hope of personal fulfillment. The intensity of this conflict gradually fades out, and later the theme itself is even cut off by silence, as if Gabriel's own voice is being suppressed. Lastly, we hear the beginning of the work repeated again, as if an open question posing to us all. This work tells an incredible story of Gabriel, a man just like all of us, who are at a moment of crisis and uncertainty, and reflecting about our own values and existence, trying to make ends meet, and realizing our own goals in life. I hope the music we're about to play will provide you comfort, solace, a space to reflect, and to immerse in this conversation with our own selves. Thank you, and please enjoy.